injustice is served as justice. Welcome to the world of social conditioning. Coming to you live from that 505, that city called Albuquerque. Welcome to the Real Don Smith Show, and it goes like this. Welcome back to the Real Don Smith Show. The topic of discussion is injustice being served as justice. This world of social conditioning. You heard the music saying he's lost. Until you lost, how can you know who you are and how can you find yourself? This is a world of injustice served as justice. This is a world where so many citizens get so few and so many go without. We down here in that 505, baby, that city called Albuquerque. And if we look at technology in Albuquerque, how come Albuquerque in the state of New Mexico has the most advanced technology, but it's 49 out of 50 in poverty level? How many children go through APS and get so little when only a few get a lot? These things are things that we have to look at in justice. Has justice been served? In this world, we have two types of people. A man of virtue and a virtuous man. Which one is alive? Which one recombinates? It's not the apple, it's the seed that recombinates, because it gets tighter over time. From the time we born, we under power and control. People tell you what your life should be, but is your life what you thought it would be? And then you feel that injustice or justice within yourself. How many of us, through our condition, never learn from our experience, so we repeat the same cycle? I've been working in this realm since I've been out of the military off of the USS Juno. And I've never seen how far the seed could spread. It's almost like Humpty Hump and Tupac all around the world is the same song. Emotions and feelings is a part of conditioning. In the world of chaos, they're necessary, the survival mode. we look at symptoms as the cause. The cause is our thinking, and the barrier is the condition in which controls us. It's funny how the truth can be right in front of us, but we never see it because we're not conditioned. Because when you're in a survival mode, your emotions and feelings and the impulse is everything. So now, let's look at those systems. It's kind of funny how a man can judge another man without looking at himself. A rope, the mirror always goes two ways. I saw my first person hanging from a rope when I was about 4 in the projects. And he was hanging from the living room, and I was saying, thinking to myself, I said, he must be angry as a mother because he wanted the world to see. And when I saw it, I became caught up in it. And as a kid, every day I was on a day-to-day lease where either I was going to accept to live or end my life, but nobody knew, because in the world of injustice, I learned not to tell people the injustice that was done to me. It just takes a while to learn, because some of us are thrown into that fire because it's necessary for us. So in this realm of treatment, I see so many people all the time who depend on programs. I met a lady at the mental health agency. I said, you talk about how much you love God. Oh, God, I love God. I said, well, how do you feel about yourself? I hate myself. My kids don't like me, they don't respect me. Well, I said, it seems like you disconnected from the spiritual side of you because it feels like you broken. Then she broke down. She talked about how family members would take advantage of her because they say she get a crazy check and she should give them something because she's scamming. They don't know how crazy they are thinking that way. It's kind of funny how injustice is served as justice. The family system. It's only real if we have small considerations for each other. And really that's the key in this world. If we have small consideration, we know what that person is going through. We know what they feel. Why would we trigger something other than support? Why would we trigger power and control? And how many people have this one thought? Because of a lack of consideration for themselves, they don't develop the patience that they need. And how many of us go to the door of opportunity and we're scared to knock that shit down? We have to understand, living in the moment is where opportunity is. There's so many people who continue to live in the past and treatment all the time. I want to feel the experience one more time. When we go outside the pain-joy system, we go into the conditioning of pleasure, no pain. When we're truthful and honest, we have to be able to accept that we only have two types of thoughts, constructive and destructive. And we got to look at our intentions, because our intentions are the key. Are we doing this shit from the glorification of the feelings or emotions? Are we doing this shit because it's just? because of the injustice that this world creates. So many people in a sick world of injustice. How many people go into one-night stands and they even have to be high when they do it? What would that say about conditioning? How many people been neglecting themselves and allow people to shame them instead of being ashamed of their fucking actions? I can't tell you how many times I've seen a blinded person looking for the light and didn't even realize that they were disconnected from the electricity of the light. In the world of conditioning, people are taught to break and not bend. In the world of pleasure, we give in to our desires, not into our deeds and wants. We be cold in the winter and hot in the summer because we wear our emotions inside out. See, the world of chaos, emotions and feelings, it keeps everything in the moment as far as impulsively, and it gives opportunity for victimization for the other person. But truthfully and honestly, if our world is just, how can we treat the other person in an injustice way? It's crazy how people lie to themselves. The thing about pain can't be glorified. It's just like a murder. You only have so many and so much time to resolve those feelings before they come back again and they exponentialize. You turn a peanut into peanut butter because now we become overwhelmed by our feelings and emotions, and it becomes a imbalance. Loss is the test of time. Can you lose that in those destructive thoughts that kept you safe in chaos, which was an illusion? Can you afford to give up on luck, which luckily appeared every time you wasn't in control? You needed something beyond you, but it never worked. But the only thing that can bring justice to your life, if you just to yourself. Self-care is the most important thing. And how far in my self-care, how far am I willing to go in somebody else's shit? If you take another man's burden, his burden becomes yours. And what about if you become overburdened by his and can't take care of yours? That sounds like conditioning. Being able to feel our emotions and express our emotions and feelings freely, they have to be processed. There's nothing wrong with sadness, because without sad, how can you be glad? The word happy, what happens when you go with the flow, with no expectations, but understanding the opportunities in the moment where it exists. There was a past opportunity that I had, opened my mind. His name was Robert, and it goes like this. Say, Robert, man, what's going on with you, man? I ain't seen you in a while, but I feel your energy. Oh, man, I just came over to see you. Well, every time you come over here, man, there's always a problem. And I got a funny vibe today, Robert, man. This is different. Normally you come over here and you pick on me, man. But for some reason I had the foresight and the hindsight to understand that this is different today. Oh man, what you talking about? Well, why are you sitting so close to me? Because, man, I'm your boy. No, you ain't my boy. I realized when you came in and you sat close, you gave off some type of energy. You right-handed. That's why you're sitting close to me. You got something in your left hand. Fuck you. I tell you what. I already got the jump on you. We can call this quits. You can lay that gun on the ground. If I'm turned a certain way, and I got the energy to kill you with no effort. What do you want? I mean, I want some respect. What the fuck you talking about, some respect? Every time you come around me, you disrespect me. That's the same way I feel about you. What do you mean? You always throwing shit up in my face. What? Not directly. It's the way I feel. Man, that's some defensive shit. The way you feel ain't reality because you can't even process your feelings and emotions. So you come over here with a fucking gun like this. But I'm gonna tell you something. Small considerations for you. Why don't we just let this slide? And we both learn from this experience and know where each other's coming from. What do you say about that? I'm cool. Small considerations. Small considerations is a part of negotiations. Why do we kill when people should have the will to live? Stay tuned.